Okay. Hey, it is 7:02 on the East Coast. Boogie with the Bull. Thursday Night Live is on a device somewhere near you. If it's not, it should be. We're live on the Dave Glovin profile here on Facebook. We are live on the Boogie with the Bull page here on Facebook. And we are live on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel tonight. We're not. We will be live. We will be posted on X and we'll be posted on Street Lock after the broadcast, because both will have an interest in this broadcast, and we will podcast it there. We will look around for a bunch of groups on Facebook to share it out as well. And if anyone is watching from that knows Joe and knows of Divinergy, by all means, take it and share it on Facebook everywhere you can. Our guest tonight, Joe. Is it Berlyak? Is it How do you say your last name?
Berlyak. Y is silent.
Okay, Joe Berlyak, who has a business, Divinergy. They have a website, divinergy.org. Go to the website, take a look around. If you haven't heard about it, come back if you have questions, because I'm sure you probably will. And we're just going to help get you there's a natural alternative to Big Pharma and everything else that you're doing. And we're just going to bring some things to your attention that you might not know. So, Joe, tell us some background on you.
Well, since the last time I was on your show here, a lot of things have transpired. I became a certified natural or a certified holistic practitioner, a certified healing practitioner, and a certified health practitioner. And I've acquired things like for energy healings, like my frequency wave wand, for an example, and just, doing, having workshops online that we're working on, having them. We got one coming up in June 22nd. It's an in-person live one. So yeah, we have a lot of things going on right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess it's just to dive in and go. And, there's 8 million directions we could take this. Joe and I did talk during before the broadcast. There really is an alternative to Big Pharma. Just about everything you can take. I'm still a firm believer. I don't know whether or not it's true or not, but I believe that Big Pharma is sitting on the cure to cancer. They just are never gonna bring it out because cancer is profitable. And everybody knows that is a serious issue that I have, because we lost my grandfather to prostate cancer. We lost my father to testicular cancer, which he survived, but came back and metastasized, and stage 4 took him to his final rewards. And I think as long as I'm here, I will hold that against Big Pharma for the rest of the time I'm here. So I'm sure other people are feeling the same way. But that whole thing is so big. Where do you start? I mean, my brain says, ask him, is there an alternative to the aspirin, the ibuprofen, the stuff we take for everyday pains? Is there... I'm bipolar. I take generic Tegretol, which is a mood stabilizer. I know that you have information, you have background on the holistic side, that things you can eat, things you cannot eat, things you can consume, things that you might not want to consume, and
right.
What do we do? Because, like I said earlier, I think we're all trapped in this world that, 15 years ago, they started throwing all this Big Pharma stuff at me, and I just said, oh, okay.
Well, I think the first thing people, and look, I'm not trying to poo-poo on anybody's belief system. I'm not trying to, what's the word? Disrespect anyone in their belief system. But the very first thing you have to come to realize is that America is a dumpster fire in every sense of the word. And I'm not here to badmouth the country per se, but you have to realize that America is a dumpster fire. and America needs to go bye-bye, because the whole concept of anything and everything about this country is absolutely disgusting. You know, between wars overseas, the way Americans are socially conditioned to treat each other and themselves, fear porn. And it's like America is the capital of fear porn and propaganda, you know, between big pharma, the food and the water and the air being poisoned. I mean, we can do this all day and list all these things going on, you know, but there's absolutely my professional opinion, no way that you can work on yourself spiritually without concentrating on your physical, mental, and emotional aspects. Okay. And there's no way you can work on your physical, mental, and emotional aspects to be able to have the ability to work on your spiritual aspects if you buy into this whole concept of American exceptionalism to begin with. Because it's like trying to mix oil and water in a 5-gallon bucket. It's never going to mix. It's never going to go well, right? It's because here's the thing. Like I said, you have the 4 aspects of self: mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. So you look at everything in this society, right? That you consume. Look at household cleaners, women in their makeup. You look at the food. You look at the water. Okay. You look at all these things. I mean, even stuff that work on your car. Everything is toxic. Everything is disgustingly toxic. All right. So if you're physically all messed up and you're out of whack on a physical state, you know, it's like poop trickling downhill, you know, for lack of a better term. And then when your physical state of mind is out of whack, or not state of mind, but your physical aspect is out of whack, it affects your mental state. When your mental state is out of whack, then it affects your emotional state. So you have 3 out of the 4 aspects of self that are under attack. How are you going to have or how are you going to walk your spiritual path or go down your spiritual journey if 3 out of the 4 aspects of self are under attack? And let's just hypothetically say you're not even into spirituality. You just want a better life. Okay. How are you going to have a better life if 3 out of the 4 aspects of self are under attack? There's just absolutely no way. You don't even have to be spiritual for that. You just have to have a level of common sense. Okay. When and being that I'm certified in this, and I do the full script for the top grade, you know, supplements, and being able to offer our clients different testings, like for thyroid and for genetic testing for DHEA, so on and so forth. You know, I'm constantly told you can't say the words heal and cure, because the AMA, the American Medical Association, and we know with the reports and the whole Rockefellers back in the early 1900s, you know, and they just got a stranglehold and dominated the whole the medical arena, and got the whole society to believe that fake medicine made in a laboratory that's petroleum based in many respects, and a lot of it is, if not most, all of it is arsenic, and got us to think that that's okay, that we should be taking that. And they poo-pooed on naturopathy, all naturopathic doctors. Now, I know as of 2018, there were about 3,000 naturopathic doctors. I'm not sure how many there are now, but I know about then that's how many there were, you know. And so when you buy this, when you buy into this this monopoly of insurance, health insurance, it's just a monopoly. It's a big scam. You know, your options are MDA, MDB, and MDC. And they all go to the same school and they all learn the same thing. That's not really much of an option, you know. And so you have to go out of pocket and go to the natural. So my thing is this, like going into answering your question, you're like, what do we do? And all these things. Education. You got to educate yourself first. You have to get into the habit of, no matter what you are consuming, whether you're ingesting it, whether you're putting it on your skin, whether you're using it, like for women in their makeup, or using it in the house to clean your home or something, always look at the ingredients. Always read the ingredients. And you have to understand what it is you're reading. Now, if you're reading all these big scientific words that you're even having a hard time pronouncing, chances are you don't even want to use the product. Bottom line. Right. And people have been lied to about so many things. You know, for an example, there's no such thing as a disease. Diseases don't exist. Diseases are simply,
no such thing as a disease.
No, there's not, because
right. Okay.
Because
I'm not saying. I'm just making sure that point got out.
Oh no, I totally get you, bro. But it's like
people understand.
Right. Diseases are nothing more than symptoms to underlying problems. That's all they are. Okay. I'll give you an example. There is absolutely no scientific evidence, hands down, bar none, when it comes to any correlation between heart disease and bad or high cholesterol. None.
I told you I'm on 40 milligrams of generic Lipitor.
Yeah, Lipitor. Okay.
And they tell me that it's doing a fantastic. My whatever, the good cholesterol is where it should be. The bad cholesterol is where it should be. I still eat so bad that I don't understand how that works. But
because honestly, because the doctors are telling you that because they want to make you happy, thinking that if you're taking their drug and you're good, then you're going to continue taking that drug and they're going to continue to have a customer. Let's just be honest and call a spade a spade. That's exactly what they're doing, because this is what happened. What?
Okay.
No, go ahead, brother.
The weird thing about that is they get you taking their drug. They get you taking their drug for a long time, paying some kind of a copay for it. Then they all of a sudden drop it to a tier that has no copay, and they're giving it to you for free. Like my generic Lipitor, I don't pay for it anymore. They just send me the bottle anytime I need it.
Right, so, exactly. And you don't question that at all, or find that odd. That all of a sudden now
I guess honestly I should.
It's like a drug dealer giving out samples to his little hood rats. Here's samples so he can attract them and get his customers. The same thing, because this is what happened. Like I said, there's no correlation between heart disease and bad or high cholesterol. Okay. Your body needs cholesterol so much so that your liver produces it. When your liver produces cholesterol, that cholesterol goes on, it jumps onto the carrier protein HDL, and it gets dispersed throughout the body wherever it's needed. When it's no longer needed around the body, then it jumps to carrier protein LDL, low density, high density, low density, and it's taken back to the liver for future use. Okay. Now, what these allopathic doctors believe is that when the liver sends it out to the body, that's a good thing. But when the body sends it back to the liver for future use, storage, that's a bad thing. So what the doctors do, they give you these drugs, these statin drugs. Okay. And what it does is it inflames the liver. And when the liver's inflamed, it can't produce as much cholesterol. Right? That's how they get you to lower your cholesterol. They believe the thing is even if your cholesterol is high, let's say your cholesterol is like 450. It's not going to do anything bad to you. Do you need to look into why is my cholesterol high? Sure. Look into why your cholesterol is high and get that lowered. But it's not going to hurt you. You're not going to get a heart disease. You're going to have a stroke or heart attack. Nothing bad is going to happen. There's no such thing as bad or high cholesterol. Your body needs it, but these doctors want you to believe, these allopathic doctors want you to believe that, you have bad or high cholesterol. Now, when people take these statin drugs, you look at anybody, okay, that has Alzheimer's, you look at anybody that has dementia. Okay. Here's the thing. Not all, but many, many, many people that have Alzheimer's and or dementia, whatever, okay, they all have a history of taking statin drugs. Every single one of them. And no disrespect, brother, but you said it yourself.
No, I've been taking
you have dementia and stuff like that, but you're also on Lipitor. You're taking a statin drug.
When I got diagnosed bipolar, 46, so that was 16 years ago, I had the first physical I had in a long time. Went and saw all the doctors that I hadn't seen in a long time, and they told me I was bipolar, and they put me on carbamazepine, a generic Tegretol for that. They put me on lithium, but lithium, I had a really bad reaction to lithium. So
right.
So they moved me from that. But And I had kind of learned, even with the bipolar, the ups and downs of manic depression and hypermania, sleep, what I ate, not slamming down probably 400 ounces of coffee every day. That there was a way to do it. And there are doctors out there that have looked into this whole thing and made it their practice. I had a question for you. My primary care, it doesn't say MD like he's a medical doctor. It says DO. Is that?
It's no matter how you slice it, it's allopathic. Okay. And my thing is I don't trust any of them, because here's the thing. When it comes to allopathic medicine, they're good for particular tests, they're good for particular surgeries, and they're good for trauma care. And that's where they should be. That's where they should remain. None of them have any business in the per se health industry, if you will, for someone's own personal health. I strongly, highly recommend that if someone really cares about themselves and their health and the health of their family, their loved ones, educate yourself first and foremost. Okay. Find yourself a naturopathic doctor and or a natural or, certified holistic practitioner, health practitioner, because they're going to be caring more about your health than these allopathic doctors. It makes no sense to me when you have cancer out there. Now, keep in mind, everybody has cancer cells. All right. And this whole concept of these allopathic doctors they always tell you two things to describe what is wrong with you. You either always, one, have a virus, or two, they always tell you have bad genes. You got it from your mom or maybe your dad or both of them, whatever. Okay. There's no such thing as bad genes. Doesn't exist. There are gene mutations, but there are no bad genes. Bottom line. Okay. And so when your doctor, if you happen to be at your allopathic doctor and they tell you something like that, like, oh, it's a virus, or bad genes, whatever the case may be, ask them, okay, well, thanks for letting me know. Can you tell me what genes they are? And then watch the doctor's jaw hit the floor, or ask him, him or her, what virus is that? And how does it actually affecting me? I want to know how it's affecting me. And I guarantee you their jaw will hit the floor. They will have no idea how to respond to your question because they don't know anything. Because look, here's the thing. There's three, and I'll give you an example. There's three ways that you could have high blood pressure. Okay. For one, you could have a deficiency, a nutrient deficiency in magnesium and calcium. Because hear me out. It's not your heart that pumps the blood throughout your body. Your lungs do. Your lungs pump the blood in your body. Your heart just regulates how much of that blood gets pumped. All right. Okay. Now, the blood leaves your heart through arteries, comes back to your heart through veins. Around the arteries are muscles. Okay. And those muscles, they contract and constrict and expand, for lack of a better term, right? Because they assist the heart in pumping the blood. Because if not, that's a lot of stress on the heart to pump all this blood throughout your body without a little assistance. Okay. So here's the thing. If you lack magnesium, those muscles around the arteries clamp down, right? If you lack magnesium, they clamp down. So you have an enclosed system. So what happens in an enclosed system when you make the pipe smaller? Pressure goes up, right? If you lack calcium, those muscles expand, okay? Now you have free flow, but they're not helping the heart pump, and it's a lot of stress in the heart, okay? Yeah. So the thing is this is why I'm so big on Celtic sea salt, because it has three forms of magnesium: magnesium bromide, magnesium chloride, and sulfate, right? Yep. So Celtic sea salt has that, and that's really great for it. So you can get high blood pressure from that. You can also get high blood pressure from high homocysteine levels. Okay. And
what is homocysteine?
It's an amino acid in your body. Okay. Now it's a natural amino acid, but when you have some kind of genetic, one of my previous clients had very high homocysteine levels. And why? Because their they had a gene mutation of the MTRR gene. Okay. It was mutated. And because the MTRR was mutated, then guess what? The MTR gene also became mutated. because it wasn't doing its job. It's kind of like, again, the poop trickling downhill, right? Yep. So the MTRR was mutated. It affected the MTR gene, affected the NAT1A, and which affected the GNMT gene. So all 4 genes were affected and had 4 different gene mutations, all because one was mutated, and it affected everything. And all of it had to do with homocysteine. Now, what happens with homocysteine? When homocysteine goes through your arterial walls, it goes through your arteries from your heart, when that homocysteine hits the arterial walls going through there, the muscles on the arteries want to clamp down. Okay? They want to clamp down. The way you can get rid of that and balance out that homocysteine is you have to take trimethylglycine, or commonly known as TMG, which is another natural amino acid in your body. And you have to level, and that's what helps level out trimethylglycine and brings down that homocysteine. Okay? But then the third way is when your allopathic doctor tells you you have idiopathic hypertension. Okay? When you hear that term idiopathic, what your allopathic doctor is telling you is, I have no freaking idea why you have high blood pressure, but you know what? We're going to give you heart medication anyway. So even though he or she has absolutely no idea why you have high blood pressure, they're going to give you all this fake medicine and punish the heart for a crime it hasn't committed. What sense does that make? Makes no sense to me. Because, and even Dr. Glidden and Dr. Wallach have said this countless times before. You want to talk about a real pandemic, all right, is the pandemic that's going on in America is this medical industry has a tendency of punishing the body's organs for doing their job. They're being punished for a crime they haven't committed, okay? And I mean, just to give you, I want to bat this home a little bit more. I want to give you one more example, all right? Now, in a healthy person, okay, when that pancreas shoots out insulin, okay, on that cell is a little receptor. A little receptor just sticks out. When that insulin in the bloodstream hits the receptor, there's like a little chemical reaction that happens, okay, within the cell. And it's almost as if the back door opens and the insulin goes in the cell and it kind of closes. So imagine you ordering groceries online. Someone knocks on your front door, but they bring it in the back door, okay? It's kind of something similar to that. Now, knowing that, keep that in the back of your head. Now, okay, we know that we have different kinds of fuel for our vehicles. There's kerosene, for different machines. We have kerosene, right. We have diesel, we have unleaded, so on and so forth. Right. If you were to stick kerosene or diesel in your car, is that going to work? Even though it's a fuel source, is that going to work? Absolutely not.
So now, you'll mess up your gas engine really bad.
Exactly. Now, it's the same thing for the human body. You need sugar. You wouldn't be able to bat your eyelashes if you didn't have any sugar in you. Okay. And so the sugar is the fuel for the body. But just like there are different fuels for the machines, there are different sugars that you need, that you can and cannot take. You can't take high fructose corn syrup. You can't take that sucralose. Okay. You can't take that white refined sugar. You can't take brown sugar, because all brown sugar is the white refined white sugar has molasses. It's the same damn thing. Okay.
So wait a minute, sugar in the raw, and then the brand can come here, and if they see this and disagree with me on the broadcast, if they want, no one ever has. All that is white sugar that's been. You just said the word.
Got molasses. It's got molasses in it.
That's it. They just poured molasses on it.
That's all it is.
Cut it up, granulated it, packed it,
right.
Sent it out, and
that's it. Why do you think?
We think we're doing fantastic things for ourselves.
Yeah, you're not getting that brown sugar is nothing more than the white refined sugar that has molasses in it. That's why if you leave it sit for a long time and it gets hard, it's because of the molasses. The molasses is expired per se. Even the confectionate sugar, that really powdery white fine sugar, right? The confectionate is just white refined sugar that's been ground down into that form. Okay. So my point being here, in a healthy person, like I explained it, with the cell, the receptor goes into the back door, right? Now, if you're consuming the wrong sugars, the wrong fuel for the body, you're making a lot of unhealthy life choices. Okay. You're eating fast food, you're doing drugs, you're drinking, you're just completely not even caring. Now, guess what? You're putting that bad fuel into your body, right? Today's food is tomorrow's fuel. You always have to remember that. So your body has to get rid of that. So your body is now putting out garbage insulin into your bloodstream. Okay. Now, keep this in mind. When you have that cell and that little receptor and you're pushing out garbage insulin and you're lacking vanadium and chromium, when that insulin hits that receptor, there's no chemical reaction in the cell. Back door does not open up. Okay. So what happens? You get so much insulin built up into your bloodstream that eventually it just busts through the cell and a little bit of that nasty insulin goes through the cell. Kind of like someone instead of someone gently bringing your groceries through the back door, they're kicking your back door in. Going back to that analogy. Okay. So what does your doctor do? Instead of your allopathic doctor educating you on a healthy diet, on a healthy lifestyle, and give you the shots of vitamins, chromium, and vanadium, they give you shots once again, just like I was talking about the liver, inflaming the liver. They give you this medication, these shots to inflame the pancreas, to stop the pancreas from doing its job.
Is that what insulin does?
That's what insulin does. It inflames the pancreas. We're talking about type 2 diabetes here. Okay. Yeah. Type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes it's a lifestyle. Type 1 is a different story, but type 2 diabetes is a lifestyle. You made unhealthy.
Yeah. I'm talking about my mother smoked for years. She raised 5 kids and she is insulin dependent. Gets up every morning and takes a shot if she needs it. And if she needs it, right. And if she forgets to take it, it can be man-made, I guess man-made crisis, but it's very bad.
Right. But that's the whole concept. You're purposely inflaming the pancreas to stop it to do its natural job. Just like I've been saying with the liver, whether the heart, whether there's the pancreas, there's this pandemic in America to give all this medication and punish organs in your body for a crime they haven't committed. All because these doctors are getting kickbacks or they believe the stories from Big Pharma, whatever the case may be. Okay. You have to get away from these allopathic doctors. The type 2 diabetes is most definitely curable. You can get rid of type 2 diabetes in roughly 6 weeks, maybe 2-3 months at the most, if you're very, very diligent about it. Because you have to be careful of what you're eating. You got to make very healthy life choices. Because here's the thing. Even Dr. Wallach and Dr. Glidden have said this for years, and even I've heard Gary Brecka say things similar to this, is that when they say people die of natural causes, that's a farce. Nobody dies of natural causes. Everyone dies from a nutritional deficiency.
Okay.
Everyone dies from it. It is not. Think about this. Everything that goes on in this country, the ridiculous country with this American exceptionalism, right? It's been going on for so long, so many generations. Everybody thinks these things are normal, and nothing is normal. Nothing. Right. It is not normal for you to get white hair, gray hair. It is not normal to have wrinkled skin. It is not normal to have so many of these supposed diseases. It is not normal to have diabetes or cancer or, whatever else garbage they have going on out there. It is not normal to have all of these thousands and thousands of this fake medicine and pills, and we see these commercials, and then we hear them fast talk their little side effects. Do you know what side effects are? It's your body telling you that it's been poisoned. That's what side effects are. Yeah. All right. But they don't promote it as that. They don't promote it for what it really is. Side effects are your body saying, "Look, dude, I'm poisoned. I'm sick. I got to get this out of my system." Right? I haven't been sick in, I'd say, about roughly, 6 years, if not longer. I just haven't been sick because I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm far from that. But I am very cautious of what I am putting on my body, what I am putting in my body, and what I actually surround myself with. And everybody needs to do that.
Okay. Now I want to cut back for a second because Tina Scott brings up, we're talking about diabetes and how it evidently is man-made. Tina wants to know, What's the cure? Is there a cure?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Look, when it comes to everybody, okay, now keep in mind, everyone is different. Okay. We all have different fingerprints. We all have different irises. Okay. We all have a different biofrequency, a core vibrational frequency to the quantum field, the source, universe, whatever you call it. But at the same time, we're still all connected. Everything is connected. Everything is. And there are many things that work for each and every one of us. Okay. Like fasting. Fasting works for everybody. All right. Different kinds of fasting. But for this type of type 2 diabetes, like we're talking about, it's a nutritional deficiency. Okay. There's something called the Mighty 90. Okay. Everybody's body needs 90 essential nutrients. Everyone needs 60 minerals. You need 16 vitamins. You need 12 amino acids and 3 fatty acids. And the 3 fatty acids you need are omega-3, omega-6, omega-9. There's your 369 theory right there. Part of that. Go figure that one. But nonetheless, you can easily go to our website, divinergy.org. That's Divinergy, divinergy.org. And it's right on our website, the Mighty 90, all of it. The Mighty 90, the Celtic sea salt, the frequencies, you name it, all of it's on there. And it goes into explaining it. Your body needs these essential nutrients. Okay? Whenever you're have these issues going on, you have one thing going on, or you may have multiple things going on at the same time. Most definitely a nutritional deficiency. And because you may have a nutritional deficiency, it might have led to a gene mutation. Now you got to handle that gene mutation. When you handle that gene mutation, that nutritional deficiency goes away because you're nutrifying the body. Hence, you got rid of the gene mutation, right? But then again, you could have been poisoned by with everything that we have going on. Like I said, the makeup industry and the health industry and the cleaning products and the food and the water and the air, So what I highly recommend for anyone, I am so big on it. Everyone should do this at least one time in their life, is get a genetic testing done, because that will tell you right then, right there, when you get those results, what you are lacking, what genes are mutated, and it'll let you know what steps that you need to do to correct those gene mutations. Those gene mutations can be corrected. Okay. Now here's the thing. Divinergy, we do offer different testing for people that want to check for the methylation. Okay. And I always recommend get your thyroid checked too. That's a big one. Get your thyroid checked. But if someone is not in the position, they just say they don't have the money to get a genetic testing done, they're not in a position to do it at this point in time, then we offer this thing called Methylation Complete. And it's a pill that you take, and you got to take it twice a day. You just put it in your mouth, you let it dissolve. Within 1 to 3 minutes, it's dissolved, right? But it helps you with your sleep pattern, helps you with your homocysteine, helps you with any MTHFR gene mutations, MTRR gene mutations, your mood, your vertigo. It helps you with everything, okay? So many things. I don't really say everything, but it helps you with so many things, if you're not in the position to get a genetic testing done. But it really has to answer that lady's question, it has a lot to do with your diet. Okay, it has a lot to do with your diet, and you're definitely nutritionally deficient. The two main minerals you're lacking when it comes to type 2 diabetes is chromium and vanadium. Okay. Two biggest ones. Okay, but here's the thing. Just to give you an example, that doesn't mean run out to Walmart and get chromium and vanadium. Okay, because you have to be careful where you're sourcing your supplements from, because you always want to try to get your nutrients from your food first, okay? And let's just say hypothetically that I'm just throwing numbers and just a hypothetical out there. Let's just say that you need, 2,000 milligrams of vanadium, or something like that, okay? And let's say through your food, you're getting 1,000 milligrams, okay? Well, now my body needs 2,000 milligrams. I'm getting 1,000 out of that with my food. So let me take a supplement where I can get my other 1,000 from, and then boom, you've got it. You see what I'm saying? So you don't want to you don't want to overload yourself and taking all these supplements and then adding it in your food too. Now you're rising levels all over the place. You have to be very smart about what you're doing here. Okay, when it comes to these things. And that's why I highly recommend finding yourself a naturopathic doctor, a holistic practitioner, health, a nutritionalist, a holistic nutritionalist. I don't recommend running out to the allopathic nutritionist that you see up on these social medias on TikTok and Feces Book and all these other places that you see. I don't recommend any of that. You have to be smart and actually do your homework, but you have to realize that you're nutritionally deficient. That's the biggest thing. The first thing you have to realize,
A bunch of great questions are flying in. Way back, I don't know if it's something you know about, but Suzanne asked, is there a natural way to cure a severed vein?
Well, that's that one I'm not really sure about a natural way to cure a.
To me, it sounds like that's something that needs surgery. What you can do aside from the surgery.
Well, what I don't know as far as in all honesty, how do you naturally cure a severed nerve, but or not a nerve, but a vein. But I will tell you this, okay? When we see varicose veins in the human body, all right, where are they typically located? Right? The feet, ankles, calves, thighs, or maybe around the hips a bit, Once in a while we may see them on an arm or, on a torso, but we mainly see varicose veins on the legs from the waist down, okay? Keep in mind what I said earlier, that your lungs pump the blood throughout your body. Your heart just regulates how much of that blood gets regulated, all right? And so the blood goes from your heart through arteries that have muscles around them, and that blood gets back to your heart through veins. Nobody has ever seen varicose arteries, right? You don't see varicose arteries, you see varicose veins, okay? So when you see varicose veins within, let's say, your lower extremities and things, all right, that means your heart is having a hard time, or not your heart, but the blood has a hard time getting back to your heart, okay? And a great way to help with this is do something called rebounding, okay? First and foremost, exercise. Exercise. Doesn't matter what kind of exercise you do. If you want to remain young, you want to remain healthy, one of the many things you can do outside of the eating and breath work and stuff is get some kind of exercise. I don't care if it's walking your dog around the block all the time. I don't care if it's jumping on the trampoline and just rebound and just lightly jump up and down, because that's what rebounding is, right? I don't care if you're doing yoga, you're going to the gym, you're doing something, you're being active somehow, some way. Hiking, doesn't matter, okay? But when you do that, and you have to stretch your body, okay? Even if it's just for several minutes. Because when you become more active, and then when you are exercising, you're helping all of that blood go through the veins to back up to your heart. Don't you find it odd and funny? And I'm not digressing because this goes right into this. Don't you find it funny that the size of your calves are roughly the same size as your heart? Now, I'm not saying that your calf muscles are hearts. That's not what I'm saying. Okay, but when you look at walnuts and cauliflower, they look like the brain. You look at a lot of the stuff that people eat, and it looks like different body organs and stuff like that because they're good for that body. It's the Gaia and the universe telling you what's good for you and what it's good for, right? Yep. Well, it's the same thing with your body, right? You have to, those calf muscles, believe it or not, they help the blood go through the veins. Your calf muscles help the blood go through the veins back up into your heart. And if you're not getting any exercise, you're not doing breath work and taking deep belly breaths on a regular basis, okay? You're not doing any stretching, you're going to see yourself with a lot of varicose veins.
Okay. I'm going to bring this up because we talked about this before, and a lot of people have it. Brain fog. Tina has a great question. What do you do? I don't know if anyone knows where it's coming from, but
wait, talking about brain fog?
Yeah, brain fog.
Okay.
What do you recommend?
I see. She's got a lot written down here. I mean, I can't see it. It's all small on my screen. I don't know.
What she wrote was, I wonder how to get my memory back short term. Doctors call it brain fog. Well, it scares me. I'm not gonna get it. She's rich. She's not gonna get it back. She takes types of vitamins and medicinal things. Nothing changes. Dementia scares her. Scares the living crap out of me. And Tina knows I'm living with it every day. Nothing changes. What do you do? I mean, I don't want people to give into it like I did, but I mean, what do you do? What do you recommend?
What I honestly recommend goes back to what I was saying before about the gene or genetic testing to see what gene mutations you have. But again, if you're not in a position to do that or anything, that one of the things that I would do is again take that methylation complete. But I would also take a heavy metal detox. Take a verifiable heavy metal detox and get all that garbage out of your brain. Because here's the thing. No one ever loses their memory. You lose access to your memory. That's completely different. No one loses their memory with Alzheimer's or with dementia. You can never lose your memory. You have it for life, forever. You're losing the access to it. It's like that. It's like here you are and there's your memory and you got to cross this bridge and the bridge crumbles. Now you have no access to get to your memory. Now you're standing around and look like Forrest Gump. Okay. That's essentially what's happening. You have to rebuild that bridge. Okay. You have to basically detox your body and get the heavy metals out of there. You have to take the mighty 90. Remember what I said. Your body needs 60 minerals. You need 16 vitamins. You need 12 amino acids and 3 fatty acids. You have to make sure that you're getting your full supply of mighty 90, that you are not nutritionally deficient. Do a heavy metal detox. You can easily go to youngevity.com. Many people have heard of Youngevity. Okay. Youngevity.com, go on their little search engine and you'll see where it says, or you can actually type, the mighty 90. Just type that in and you'll see a bunch of things pop out. And you have this, one of the things is a bottle and you put like 1 ounce to like 100 pounds, however much you weigh. So if you weigh 200 pounds, then you have to use 2 ounces, mix it with whatever liquid you're using. And it comes with a smaller one to get all your fatty acids. Okay. And they have different options of getting your mighty 90, but at the same time, you have to, a lot of it's with your food, guys. Everything in this food in this country is poisoned, right? It's nutritionally deficient. So you have to, when you want to get your fruits and vegetables, get them at the local farmer's market. Get them at the local Amish. Stop getting your fruit and vegetables and try to get as much of what you could consume in food from local producers instead of these grocery stores. Because here's the thing, and I'm not digressing, it goes right into helping yourself with what this lady was talking about with this brain fog. Okay. Our soil is under-nutrified. All right. So let's just say that you grow this head of broccoli, right? It looks like a broccoli. It tastes like a broccoli, but it's probably not going to have any nutrients that a normal broccoli would have. And why is that? The soil is under-nutrified because they keep spraying all this herbicide, pesticide, fungicide, right? And what they're doing is they're killing depleting the minerals in the soil, and they're killing the bacteria in the soil. All right. So when you plant that broccoli seed and that broccoli starts to grow, yes, it looks like a broccoli, but because it doesn't have the bacteria in the soil and the soil is under-nutrified, it doesn't have the minerals, then guess what? That broccoli, or it can be any vegetable, any crop, right? Corn even, it can be anything. And what happens is the bugs are attracted to those plants. And why is that? Why are bugs so attracted to the crop, right? Because mammals have a pancreas. Bugs do not have a pancreas. So the natural sugars that are in your fruits and vegetables is extremely toxic to the bugs. Okay? But the plants, the crops that we're having, they don't have their natural sugars. They don't have the needed minerals like they normally would have had, generations ago. So because they don't have their natural sugars, now the bugs are attracted, and the bugs are just eating them all up, and they continue to spray herbicide, fungicide, pesticide, right? And then they want to rinse them. Now they want to rinse them off, right? And then they sell them off to us. And then you have to be careful with that, because even when you see vegetables and fruit, or mainly vegetables, when you see that it's packaged says it's been triple washed, do you know what that means? They've cleaned your vegetables with bleach and chlorine. Bleach and chlorine, that's what they've been washing your vegetables with at the grocery stores, especially when they say they've been triple washed. Bleach and chlorine. And all that stuff doesn't get off, easily. So you're consuming this bleach and this chlorine, okay, when it comes to the vegetables. And not only you're consuming the bleach and the chlorine, but you're consuming a plant, and all you're really doing is eating it and pooping it out, eating it and pooping it out. You're not getting anything nutritional from it, because the soil was depleted of minerals and essential nutrients, and therefore the plant is going to be depleted of essential minerals. This is why it's important to get your vegetables and your fruit in as much as you possibly can, your peanut butters, your jams, your jellies. If you're not making it yourself, get it from your local produce where it's naturally harvested, it's naturally grown, and get away from these grocery stores, because these grocery stores should actually be titled poison control centers and not Aldi's or Walmart or whatever, But I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to digress from the question, but you want to stop your brain fog. It really starts with what you're putting in your gut. That's where it starts. You have to be very, very diligent and knowledgeable, educated on what you are consuming and putting in your body. And you have to be careful too, because look, I moisturize all the time, at least twice a day. Okay. And I know women do it all the time. Right. So a lot of these mainstream lotions you're putting on you has aluminum in it. A lot of the deodorants have aluminum in it. Right. You have to be careful with what you're putting on your skin, what you're putting in your mouth. You have to be very careful. Even the stuff that the women are so afraid of going bald, right? But how many women are using shampoos that have sodium lauryl sulfate in it? Sodium lauryl sulfate kills the hair follicles and make it go bald. You have to be careful of absolutely everything you're consuming if you don't want the brain fog. And get your Mighty 90. Very simple.
Yep. Get your Mighty 90. Get your genetic testing if you can.
Yeah, the genetic testing. It's very important.
It is. And it's when you get it, it's about 15 inches thick, and it will take a very long time to read it and have a doctor explain it to you. I know that.
No.
I have one. I have one buried away somewhere that it was very difficult to read, and I don't think the answers from the doctor translating it for me made much sense to me either. But
when we do the genetic testing, honestly, it's only like 7, maybe 8 pages long, and everything is listed right there, and makes it's very kind of like like that book Algebra for Dummies kind of thing to break it down. It's the same thing with this. With your genetic testing, it's broken down, letting you know, hey, exactly by the micrograms or the milligrams or the international units and stuff of what you're deficient in, what you should eat. And then of course, I get with the client, and we formulate a plan. This is what you need to be eating, and you're getting all these nutrients from this over here. So we need to actually get you the rest of what you need through these supplements over here. And you have to be careful. Don't ever get a supplement whatsoever from Walmart. Don't ever do it. Okay. And I'm telling you this right now. Vitamin B12 was also known as cobalamin. Okay.
Right.
And
I
the
take,
COB.
I take that once a day.
Right. Well,
I don't know I don't know how big a pill it is, but I take it once a day.
Well, the COB in cobalamin stands for cobalt.
Okay.
Okay. Now, and I'm not, that's not a bad thing, but what is bad is you have to look at the supplements that you're consuming, because if it says cyanocobalamin, that's cyanide derivative. Cyanide. There are a lot of.
I'm going to kill me. I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah. Well, think about this. And so when you have a supplement that says cyanocobalamin, right? It comes from hydrogen cyanide. So what it is, let's just say you take this cyanocobalamin, right? Now, what happens is that vitamin drops off the cobalt where it needs to be, and then now you have this little cyanide molecule just hanging around in your system, right? Now, keep in mind, cobalt is a light metal, okay? Cobalt's a light metal. So it drops off the cobalt. And so it's that cyanide molecule is hanging around. Now, I'm just talking about one. You can have hundreds, if not thousands in your body, but I'm talking about one. Your body recognizes it's not supposed to be there. Your body's going to naturally flush it out. But before it flushes it out, because it's a cyanide molecule, it attracts oxygen and other light metals, and it drags it with it as the body flushes it away. Okay? So much for just taking it, so you can get your vitamin B12 and whatnot, and only to have it stripped when your body flushes that cyanide out of your system. Not to mention, I mean, come on, you're poisoning yourself with cyanide,
Right.
and so much for the whole FDA looking out for us. The FDA is a mafia because they have no concern for our health than by allowing garbage like this for people to consume. So just be careful. Don't ever get your supplements from Walmart on any level. You can easily go to GNC. I in all honesty, I'd be very cautious and really do your homework if you're going to get any kind of supplements on Amazon. I'd be very, very, very cautious. You can't always trust things on Amazon, especially when it comes to that in your health.
Is it true that Big Pharma doesn't really get into the supplement market because most of that is synthesized and there's no way to really maintain the quality from one batch of something you synthesize into the next batch? That's what another biochemist who's been on a lot that I know very well has said. But you tell me your side of that story.
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't know if I don't personally know if Big Pharma is involved with whole supplement, but I can tell you. I'm talking about directly involved. But Are they indirectly involved? Absolutely. They're indirectly involved. I mean, think about this. I mean, the only reason supplements are such a big to-do in this country is because our food is shit.
Right.
Our food is crap. You look around the fast foods that everybody knows, places like McDonald's, they're allowed to be open. They should be shut down. And every single one of them should be held for crimes against humanity because you've been poisoning people for generations now and getting away with it.
This is true.
I mean, so the only reason supplements are such a big deal in this country is because our food is poisoned. It's under-nutrified. Our soil is under-nutrified. Our air is poisoned. Our water is poisoned. Everything is poisoned, right? If this country actually strived to be healthy in every sense of the word, the supplement industry would go to right in the tank. It'd go right in the tank because there would be no need for them. Everybody's getting their all the nutrients they need. I mean, you look at pictures from people at the beach in the 60s and 70s, you don't find one fat person. No obese people, right? You take pictures now, 3/4 of the beach are people that are obese.
That's only because Chris Christie wasn't going to the beach in the 60s. I'm sorry. I told you there wouldn't be any politics, but I got to throw it in.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Where I get a chance.
They're all clowns, and there's no such thing as a good politician.
Yeah. I mean, you can probably have fun. It's time for my meds. I'm going to take 20 milligrams. I'm going to read them off, and you can tell me. I'm going to take 20 milligrams of melatonin. That is for
melatonin?
Because I don't. Yep. Take 20 milligrams for. I was taking 10. The neurologist doubled it to 20 because he said it would help with the latter stages of dementia if the hallucinations and night tremors start, which I didn't buy it, but I did it anyway. Do I sleep a little bit better? Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. Your pineal gland is what handles the disperses the serotonin and the melatonin.
Right.
Okay.
I know the body,
now 90.
I know the body makes melatonin, so there's probably no reason to constantly pump more into it, unless, like you said, maybe I got a body that doesn't make it.
Well, but the thing is for those, here's the thing, for those people that have a hard time sleeping, right? For those people that may have mood swings, they're all giddy and then they crash and they're depressed. Those people that, again, going back to talking about the brain fog and whatnot, all of these things are indicative of a COMT gene mutation, COMT, COMT gene mutation. And why is that? Because your COMT breaks down the dopamine, or the neurotransmitter dopamine. Okay, that's what the COMT gene does, right? Breaks down the neurotransmitter dopamine. So when this gene is mutated, right, it's not able to break down the dopamine. So your brain gets this load of dopamine, and that's why people are giddy and happy and all great. And now they're completely depleted of dopamine and they crash, right? Now they're depressed. Now they're angry. Until they get another rush of dopamine and then they're happy again, and then they're depleted and it goes, it's just constant mood swings. And that's what your mind races. Yeah. You're laying down trying to sleep and your mind is racing, you can't sleep or anything like that. COMT gene mutation.
Yeah.
Okay.
They told me stop caffeine at like 7 o'clock at night. Cause I told them I was going to bed at 10 o'clock at night. They said, stop caffeine. I'm too addicted to caffeine. Drinking caffeine right now. We do caffeine here, so
Well, but that's the thing, though. I mean, when it comes to that, they're right, because you gotta stop. You gotta kind of go to half calf. Eventually, get yourself down to decaf. You got to get off the caffeine. And the reason caffeine is so bad is the caffeine strips your body of the minerals your body needs. That's what caffeine does. It strips the needed minerals out of your body. Just strips them out. So caffeine is not good for you, not by a long shot.
Take my caffeine away.
Well, that's up to you, boss. That's what you want to do. You're the captain of your own vessels. You do what you do. But I'm just saying that caffeine.
You certainly would have probably come up and kicked me somewhere in my real radio days. It was take a bag that had 4 2-liter bottles of Mountain Dew and probably drink 3 of them.
Yeah, those
on a good night, plus two pots of very caffeinated coffee, because I was on all night long.
Right. No, it's just like I said, this whole thing is ridiculous when it comes to the health. I mean, it's just
I know.
It's just you have to be very smart in what you're doing. And we at Divinergy can most definitely help people, and we do all the time. We with our clients and stuff like that, and people reaching out. But you have to be in charge. Like I said, going back and I was saying, the caffeine strips your body of the needed minerals. Now, here's the thing: 90% of your serotonin is made in your gut. Everything starts in your gut. The moment food hits your mouth, from your mouth all the way to your gut, it's all about digestion. Includes your saliva, your teeth, your tongue, your throat muscle, everything. All of it, boom, it goes into your gut. It's all about digestion. Now, here's the thing. When you hear doctors and people claiming in these stupid commercials, and they're talking about, you have acid indigestion, acid reflux, you have heartburn, things of that nature, it's because you have too much stomach acid going on and blah, blah, blah. No, the reason you have acid reflux, which is a misnomer, because you don't have too much acid. It's just reflux. What you have, you don't have too much acid in your gut, the hydrochloric acid. You don't have enough. That's the problem. You don't have enough acid in your stomach, because here's the thing. You need a healthy amount of that hydrochloric acid in your gut, because it properly breaks down the food and it sterilizes your gut. Okay. Every 2 to 3 weeks, your gut creates a new lining inside itself. Every 2 to 3 weeks, your gut creates a new lining. And you need that hydrochloric acid to sterilize that gut. So if you have the sphincter up here, right?
Yeah.
Right? That little flap, it's a sphincter. That's what they call it. And so when you and let's just say from a genetic mutation, from bad, unhealthy habits, okay. Let's just say that sphincter is weak. You go to lay down, that sphincter is going to naturally, it's going to open up. Then that acid's got to go up. And then so when you lay down and people wake up in the middle of the night and they got this acid reflux, That's because you have a weak sphincter up here, and the acid's coming back up, right? Gene mutation, unhealthy life choices, under Nutrify could be a number of reasons, okay? But the thing is when you don't have enough hydrochloric acid in your gut, and let's just say you're eating all these sweets and tarts and chicken and JoJo's and all these other garbage, that food is setting in there, right? And it's fermenting. It's literally fermenting because there's not enough hydrochloric acid to take care of all that food you just ate. So this is where the bloating, the indigestion, the heartburn, the acid reflux, you got constant gas ripping them, that's where all of that is coming from. All right. Now let's just hypothetically say that your gut is healthy. Okay. What happens is your gut breaks down all that food, okay, into something in the consistency of like a smoothie, and it's called chyme, CHYME. So your gut breaks all of this food down into the consistency of a smoothie called chyme, and it goes into your lower intestines. Now, if you were to cut open your lower intestines, open it up, it would look like a plush carpet. And why is that? Because within your lower intestines are billions and billions and billions and billions of villi, little finger-like extensions that come out, right? Now, on the tip of those extensions, each villa are billions and billions and billions of microscopic villi, okay? So what happens is all that chyme is going into there, and then now these billions of villi all over like a plush carpet are sucking out the nutrients out of that, all right? Now, the headquarters of your immune system surrounds your lower intestines, right? It surrounds your lower intestines because that's where it's getting all its nutrients from. So your body has to have alert. Hey, who's coming through our door? Who's coming into the system? Is it bad? Is it good? Is it food poisoning? What's going on here? But your villi is what's getting those nutrients. Now, I know there's this huge thing about gluten-free, so on and so forth. It's not the gluten that's bad. It's the glyphosate that is bad. Glyphosate. You have to stay. Glyphosate. You definitely have to stay away from glyphosate because what happens, those billions of villi that are in there, that chyme's coming in there and it's got glyphosate in there, it physically damages the villi. Now, even though the villi might be there, okay, and the chyme's there, they're not functioning. They're there for looks now, right? Okay. They're no longer working. You physically impaired them to where now they're not able to get the needed nutrients that your body needs. Okay. They're just hanging out there, have no purpose any longer. You killed them. All right. So you have to stay away from glyphosate. It's not necessarily the gluten, it's the glyphosate they've been putting in, the whole wheat and the gluten and everything like that. So it's the glyphosate. So you have to be very careful. And any other chyme and any other stuff that your body doesn't consume through that lower intestines comes out, and as waste and from your back door, and then, but you have, like you said, you have to be very careful of what you're consuming. A good thing. A lot of people like to make their smoothies and like to put their fruit into smoothies. I would never recommend putting a banana and blending a banana. I would never do it because you're spiking for some odd reason, when it comes to bananas, you spike your glucose level by drinking your banana versus eating your banana.
Okay.
Just weird.
Tina's got another question. Diabetes is important, so we'll throw this one. Have you heard of a natural supplement called Sugar Defender? She has a friend who's taking it. It helps with his memory, but not ever lowering his blood sugar diabetes. Is it?
Well, see, then that's kind of redundant to take that right there, then, isn't it? It's somewhat helping his memory, but it's doing nothing to lower this, that, and the other on the other side, right? Then what's the whole purpose of even taking that? And don't get me wrong, to this lady, I'm not putting any one person down. I'm just saying that what you read off to me, I'm like, well, that makes no sense. Why?
We're not doctors. We're just diagnosing.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to take a supplement that does a little bit of good over here, but it doesn't do anything over here, and it very well could make matters worse on this end. That's just something that I would completely stay away from.
Now, you within the natural homeopathic, I hate putting titles on it. The real,
I know it's
medicine,
just naturopathic.
the way that naturopathic. What would you recommend? Is there anything that you?
Now, okay, so what? Let me ask. So what's
the guy's putting sugar in his system, just putting sugar in his system, I guess, and it's not doing anything.
Right. Well, then stop taking it.
Right.
Right.
But I mean, is there something that you?
But see, well, what's his? I can't. Like I said, I can't. The what she said is so small. I can't even really read it from my little screen right here. I mean, so the guy has a memory problem. It sounds like.
She says he's got a memory problem, and let me just get back up on the screen again so I can read it. So I can read it. There it is. Have you heard of a natural supplement, Sugar Defender? Her friend is taking it. He says it actually helps with his memory, but not ever lowering his blood sugar diabetes. So,
again, we're talking about diet being the type 2 diabetes. He needs to get the Mighty 90. The two main minerals that he's lacking is vanadium and chromium. Okay, those are directly correlated to a type 2 diabetes. Again, healthy life choices. When you're eating, and stay away from anything white, anything bleached, right? White refined sugar, that's horrible. White table salt, all right? The iodized white table salt, it's high content in heavy metals, aluminum and whatnot. Use Celtic sea salt, don't use that. Stay away from bleached flour like white bread. Stay away from that stuff. Stay away from processed food. Try to stay as much as possible to a 1 or 2 ingredient food. Okay. Try to do that as much as possible. Buy locally. Make sure you're getting your Mighty 90. Make sure that you're getting your daily doses according to your weight in vanadium and chromium, because those, like I said, those two are directly correlated to type 2 diabetes. And it really wouldn't help to do a heavy metal detox and get that garbage out. When you see here's the difference. When you're doing a heavy metal detox and you're thinking, oh, wait a minute, what about all these minerals that I'm putting in my body? You're going to no, that's something different. When you do a heavy metal detox, you're detoxing your body of the heavy metals and the nasty poisons in your body, and you're getting them out. It's not going to affect your what you just consumed as far as a Mighty 90. That's different.
It's not just putting your headphones on and listening to Motorhead all night long.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't do both at the same time. I wouldn't do a heavy metal detox and take the Mighty at 90 at the same time. Do one, wait a few days, maybe a week or so, and then start the next regimen, okay? Because here's the nice thing when it comes to naturopathy. You try something naturopathic. If it doesn't work, no harm, no foul. You tried one method, didn't work. Try another method, okay? No big deal, all right? You can't do that in allopathic medicine. Your allopathic doctor gives you medicine. It's not working. It's making things worse. Well, they just can't immediately take you off it. They have to wean you off of it, or they have to try to increase the dosage, or wean you off and try on another medication. You know what I'm saying? So it's always just a cluster. When it comes to allopathic, but naturopathic, if one method didn't work, try another one. Yeah.
All right, my friend, what else do you have to tell us in the last few minutes?
There's really nothing much. Like I said, my thing is...
We didn't talk about the tuning forks.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's talk about it. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go for it.
People know that they've read your posts about it. I found one of the websites that posts reels, is now posting all the individual frequencies and a paragraph or so about what they do, and some of them sound like if that tone will do what it says it will do. It's like I asked you the other day, how long do you listen to it? Because the tone itself is maybe, I don't know, a couple of seconds.
Right.
Do you need more than that couple of seconds, or do you need to listen to some of them, or the ones that No,
Look, it's like
I understand you're probably hearing a lot of these frequencies all day long. You're just not you're not filtering out the rest of the garbage that we're hearing
right.
24/7 to focus on that tone. Because if I could do that, then I could just lay down and listen.
Well,
they're not. I mean, they're comfortable tones. They're not anything that is painful.
Well,
I could just sit there and listen to it for half an hour.
Well, frequencies. I think about this. Everything is energy in the universe. Everything is energy. Okay. If I could match the frequency of this cup, I'll be able to just wipe my hand right through it. Boom, right through it in either side. All right. Everything is energy. Everything is frequency. No matter how you slice it, it's all frequency. Okay. So I guess where I'm going with that is the fact that you can actually use frequencies also to heal. Okay. Give an example. I have this book right here. All right. It's the Electroherbalism Frequency List. Let me try to put it in front of the camera. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Now, is that all the frequency? A list of
this has literally hundreds, if not thousands, of different frequencies just listed everywhere through this whole book. Okay. Everything. Okay. And for every chronic illness, acute illness, chronic ailment, acute ailment, all right, everything from A to Z on every level and every arena. Okay. It's all right here. And the thing is you can use frequencies to heal your body.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And now we're talking about, there's been a lot of talk tonight about type 2 diabetes. We touched a little bit about cancer and Alzheimer's, dementia, all these other things. All of these frequencies assist with that. I'm going to give you an example. All right. Let's just say you have dementia, right?
Yep.
All right. So let's just look this up.
I can even give you the specific type if it's not the main frequency for dealing with dementia. I mean,
right here. There are dementia.
Many different types. Yes.
Yeah, like for an example, they're referring me to Alzheimer's.
Right.
Okay. So let me look back here at Alzheimer's. Yeah, right here, Alzheimer's. You can use the frequency 430, 620, 624, 840, 866, 5148. The list goes on, all right here at the top. All the frequencies. Now, you can use these frequencies. Now, keep in mind, if you're going to live an unhealthy life and expect frequencies to do all the dirty work for you, you're kidding me. No, I don't mean you personally. I mean in general for anyone. You actually have to use this and supplement these frequencies to an already existing healthy lifestyle. Okay? You have to supplement and add it into that when it comes to that right there. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking right here. I have like 5 different sets of tuning forks, from weighted tuning forks, to where I have the long ones here that have the colored balls on the end, they're not even down to the smaller ones specifically for healing. Like this is 256. I have 512, 128, 285. Then I have solfeggio tuning forks behind me.
Now, some people contacted me during the week and said they've made their own, quote unquote, I guess it's a tuning fork, but it doesn't look anything like one. And they say they use them and they work. Is it something that people can make, or is it something that you really want to?
Well, I don't know what it is they're making. And if someone's able to make their own tuning forks and create their own frequency, hey, by all means, do it. Just make sure that it's precisely and accurately tuned to whatever frequency you want, because you have to be careful with frequencies. Okay, you have to be careful with what you're allowing your subconscious mind to absorb, because when people are talking and they think they're describing, they're not describing, they're prescribing, content to their subconscious mind, and you have to be very, very careful with those kinds of things when it comes to the frequencies, because think about it. Why is classical music so relaxing? Mozart, Beethoven, Chopin, and so much more, because all of their instruments were tuned to 432 hertz. Okay,
have the right,
the natural frequency.
Yep.
Right. And it should come as no surprise that, again, the Rockefellers had their hand during the World War II era, and they changed that the international tuning frequency from 432 to 440. Now everybody tunes their instruments to 440, and that's a nasty frequency. I wouldn't even and that's whatever you hear, the music you hear in the radio and all this stuff, it's all tuned to 440. It's bad for you. It's not good, So this is why, again, like using like my wand, and I use this on my clients, where I use it like typically 3 minutes per chakra, right? Okay. You can use it to cleanse the aura, the auric field and everything. Like what you were asking as far as how long can you listen to it? You can listen to it as long as you want to, right? At a normal, comfortable level. Dr. Royal Raymond Rife in the early 1900s, I think it was like the 30s, 40s, right? He healed 17 cancer patients by frequencies alone because he was able to realize what the frequency was for a cancer cell. He actually matched that frequency, amplified it, and killed that cancer cell, made it implode on itself, and cured 17 people of cancer. They never got cancer again, lived a healthy life. Your mind frame plays a big part in your health. When we're talking about frequencies, we're talking about healing, we're talking about cures, we're talking about your like all this, the ailments and sicknesses that we talked about this last hour. A lot of it is with your mind right here. You can't be negative Nancy, Debbie Downer, and expect to have a healthy life. You can't do that.
I keep coming back to the big question of it all, is big pharma, I'm kind of confused, because if there is no such thing as cancer, or there is something that we know is cancer, and somehow it goes kaflooey and it metastasizes through your body and you die, because that's what happened with my father.
Okay, well, let me. I don't mean to interrupt you. Let me ask you this: did they do a biopsy on your father?
I don't know if they did or not.
Okay, because here's the thing: they
very well may have, because he's the kind of person that would have wanted them to go look at his vehicle after he left, because he, like I said, he survived testicular cancer. It came back. He waited a year before saying anything to anybody, and the only reason my mother found out was because she noticed something was wrong with him, took him back to the doctor, and unfortunately the doctor said at that point it was too late. It had metastasized everywhere, and all they could do
here's the thing:
hospice and keep him happy.
Well, here's the thing, okay? Your body has this natural defense mechanism about it, okay? Cancer is always in a protective sheath within the body. It's protected. It's segregated from the rest of the body in its own little protective sac. Okay. Now keep in mind, doctors want you to believe that they can swab your mouth and they can tell you what kind of virus you have, maybe some kind of STD. They could do blood work and tell you the same thing about what kind of virus, what kind of STD, what's going on with your body. They can shove a 12-inch long Q-tip all the way and poke in the back of your brain to tell you if you had that stupid COVID or not, right? And they have MRIs and EKGs and all kinds of stuff, but they want you to believe that the only way they can check and make sure that what could be cancerous, if it is cancerous, is to break that sac and take a piece of it and go check it out. So when they break that protective sheath, they've just contaminated your whole body. That's why metastasis occurs.
Well, that's what they said in my case with the Lewy body dementia, is the only way they can see for sure is to do a brain biopsy, and unfortunately they can't do that while I'm alive. And I probably wouldn't want them to do it while I was alive. That's the only way to confirm it. So I wake up some days going, they can't confirm that I have it. They're just telling me that I have it. I understand some things that they're telling me are associated with it, but I'm not very athletic. I don't work out much. I'm 62 years old. I eat like a 6.2-year-old kid. I don't stay I don't drink hydrated properly. So all of what I feel is probably as a result of all of that.
No, and it is. Yeah, I mean, it's what's that?
Go ahead. I'm on Facebook doing 5 broadcasts a week. I got 967,000 groups on Facebook that I admin, so it's a terrible lifestyle. So, I mean,
right.
Most of this crap could be coming from all of that.
Well, and it's no disrespect, but a lot of it is coming from that, I mean, all the choices we make are going to affect us, whether they're negative or positive, and I mean, in many cases, many of us are trying to do the best we can with what we've got. Okay. But at the same time, if people are armed with the knowledge and the wisdom and they know what to look for, then that's arming them a little bit better. That's helping out your neighbor. That's, possibly one of the best things you can do for your neighbor and for other people is to give them that knowledge and educate them, and if they don't want to listen to it, they're not ready to listen to it. That's not a big deal. Just move on, but you have to let everybody, it's important to let everybody know, because think about this. It's really ridiculous. If you have a herd of gazelle out there and one gazelle screams out, like a warning call to the other gazelles because a lion's in the distance, all the gazelles listen and they all run. Yeah. Same thing happens with the birds. Same things happens with wolves. Same things happen with frogs. Every animal in the universe, every species of animal gives out a warning call, and the rest of the herd, they listen and they all run. They all do what they got to do. When human beings do it and they're trying to say, "I'm warning you, this is what's going on," you get laughed at, you get scoffed at. You're a heretic this, you're a heretic that. Humans are the only species on the planet that are so easily, it's easy to manipulate and control a human being. By far, it is extremely easy. All you have to do is just stick your head out the window for 5 minutes and you'll see exactly what everybody is doing and focusing on and whatnot. And none of it makes any absolute sense to me. And let me break it down, because here's the thing is like, and I've said this before, when you go into a bookstore, how many self-help books do you see, right? How many self-help books and self-help podcasts and TV shows and commercials and infomercials and movies and documentaries, and everybody's talking about it. Everywhere you go in society, you're told you're broken, right? Yep. Think about that. Society tells you you're broken with all these self-help books, and you have excess baggage, you're damaged goods, and you see it on billboards and everything like that. If you delve into organized religion, they too tell you you're a sinner, you're a bad person unless you submit to this guy daddy and you give 10% of everything you own over here. But then even when you get a lot of these online spiritual gurus on these social media, they tell you too, you're broken and you can't manifest and you can't do X, Y, Z because you're broken, and only I can help you because I am certified and I am a chosen one, and it's absolutely ridiculous. So everywhere you go in society, you're told you're broken. If you believe any of these entities that you're broken, what typically, now you're living in dogma, right? Because now you're believing what other people are saying about you that don't even know you, right? And then what happens is you typically adopt their methodology of healing, which is once again living under dogmatic rule. Because no matter where you go, you are socially conditioned to look outside of yourself. You're taught to look outside of yourself for love, forgiveness, happiness, salvation, and so much more instead of looking within. Look within yourself. It's all in here. Happiness is not a result of something. It's a choice.
I wish, and I don't know how to do it, but I wish I could go back to 8 years old, because something happened around 8 years old where this happy kid, this laughing kid, I might have been a little chubby, but I don't, but happy-go-lucky kid turned into this bipolar, yucky person. That's all I can say. And I grew up from there.
Well, what the thing is
I never seemed to figure out how to go back and
it's like I was saying, there's one of two things. Well, I would say two things definitely wrong when it comes into what you're dealing with. One, gene mutation. Two, natural or nutritional deficiencies. Because here's the thing: parents don't pass on bad genes. That's a farce. Doesn't exist. That's garbage. When doctors tell you that, it's not true. But parents or a parent, whoever, they can pass on gene mutations. Okay. And obviously the baby, the child, they don't know. How are you going to know you have a gene mutation in a child? But then when you're born, then you have these gene mutations as an infant and a toddler and a young child. And this whole time you're being fed poisoned food. You're going to school eating food that's based on soy. You know, you're eating fast food. You're eating Cheetos and popcorn and soft drinks and Kool-Aid where you have, remember that, a cup or two of sugar with a little packet of powder, you know? I mean, so your whole life, you're born with gene mutations, and your whole life you're compounding those gene mutations more and more and more by all the nasty food and liquid that everybody consumes. So when that person gets to be an adult later on in the years, you're like, oh my God, why is my body breaking down? Why do I got brain fog? Well, your body can only take a beating for so long before it starts breaking down. And that's precisely what's happening. You know?
It is. This
Absolutely.
is fascinating. I could do shows with you probably. I could do once a week. I could do 24 hours a day. The Divinergy channel. I enjoy this. I learn more every time I have you on. Unfortunately, we have reached the end of our hour and a half. And tell people how they can reach you. I know divinergy.org is how they can say it. I'm having trouble getting it out of my mouth, but I will make sure that everybody sees.
Right. Well, we also have I see that you have our link up there. They can visit visit us on our website. Can't even talk. One of the things the first things you'll see when they get to our website is we have an event coming up soon. It's on Saturday, June 22nd, in Canton, Ohio, where we're going to be talking about your inner child, what you believe or perceive to be your life struggles, your strife, your shadow work, you name. We're going to be talking about all that. We're going to be having the projector, the dry erase board going, worksheets handing out to people, and we even have really nice gift bags for those people that are attending. Now you can go on our website. Tickets are $20, or you can just pay $25 at the door if you want to do that. Like I said, it's a workshop Saturday, June 22nd. And you can actually register from our website. And then you can even register off. You'll see the link it's pinned to the top of my personal Facebook as well. You know, and we're going to be doing some Zoom workshops here right after that too. You know, and make it happen for a lot of people. But yeah, you can do that too. We have a lot of products and services on our website, you know, and we're always there to help people out that have questions and struggling with whatever, you know. Yep. We're all about helping people. That's all we care about, is helping people and, you know, helping people get out of the matrix, helping people to improve their lives in every way possible, whether it's, again, 4 aspects of self: mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. Yeah, we're there to help everyone. So that's our goal.
We will definitely have to have you back, and have you back often.
I appreciate that. It'd be a pleasure.
I enjoy having you. All right, Joe. Anything else before we?
Nope.
That's, I put it politely. Offer you the complimentary parachute and send you back to back to Canton, Ohio, a great Republican community.
No, you're good. You're good.
All right, Joe. Always a pleasure. I will send you a copy of. I'll send you a copy of the broadcast on Messenger.
Okay, sounds good.
All
right, thanks, bro.
All right, great. Thanks, Joe. All right, Joe Berlyak from. I can speak. I can read. One of these days we'll have. An AI who probably does it for me. Hey, I want to thank everybody who watched. I do have a fan going, and I wasn't talking very loud because I needed to have the fan going in here. We have AT&T broadband, which everybody knows I think is the best internet you can have. We're having problems in the house here where half the house gets it really good and the other half of the house does not get it much at all, if not very good. So at night, we have a couple of problems with our internet service, and it's not your end. You may see us buffer throughout the broadcast. It's not StreamYard. It's not even Facebook doing it intentionally. It's just that they will come and put in something called an exciter, and then it kind of increases the quality of the signal to everybody, and it will be better. Or I could have just talked a little louder today, and everybody would not had any problem hearing me. But so is what happens. Hey, Jane O'Malley, thank you for letting us know that you were having problems with the sound throughout. Yeah, it is. No, now I'm talking a little louder. But during the morning when we do the 10 a.m. broadcast, I don't have to get loud, but I do. And the sound quality and the picture quality is a little bit better on the 10 a.m. broadcast. So come and watch those. 10 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Tomorrow, Bonnie Johnson will be with us. William Rayfield may be with us. Bill Buckler may be with us. Randy Rose will be with us. Jen Woodruff will be with us. I will be with us. And anybody else who wants to come in and be with us, let me know around by 9 o'clock Eastern tomorrow morning. There will not be a rare Saturday morning Boogie with the Bull on this Saturday because I will not be here. And that's actually okay. I won't be here, so there won't be one. And more information on where I will be, I will let you know. Donna has a craft show, and I've already forgotten where it is. Green Cove. That's what I was going to say. Green Cove. And we'll get more information. Go to the Family Treasures Facebook page. It has, I call it a multicolored chicken. It's a white chicken with little different colored specks on it because there's more than one Family Treasures page. So go to that one, find the one with the white speckled chicken, and that's the one you want to learn. That's the one you want to join. You'll see all of the fantastic, beautiful crocheted items. My mouth is not working. Crocheted items that Donna and Angela, our daughter-in-law, are making by hand all the time and bringing out to show you and other people. And it's just really beautiful, really fun stuff, too. So I'll try to have the information on the location of where the show is and all on Saturday. And if you're in the Green Cove, Florida area, you can stop in and take a look around.
We also do custom orders online.
We also do custom orders online from the Family Treasures page. So if you can't find it, then message me on Messenger and I'll get you the link to the page. I'll harvest the link to the page and I'll send it to you so that you will be able to get to the page. And on that note, you've been watching Boogie with the Bull Thursday Night Live, a copyrighted presentation of the No Budget Broadcasting Company. We want to thank Joe Berlyak for coming in from Divinergy and Divinergy.org. Go look at Divinergy.org. You'll see a whole lot of stuff to help you, as we discussed during the broadcast. I also sent a copy of this to my sister to have her watch to get her information because she probably wouldn't come on to a broadcast to discuss it, but maybe if she sees that Joe and I spent an hour and a half talking about it, maybe my sister will grace the Boogie with the Bull studio with her presence and we can talk about it. She's very involved in the holistic health world and knowledgeable as well. And if you are, let me know and we'll have a few more people on maybe the next time we bring Joe in. Anyway, my mind is fogging, which means it's time to go to bed. Yes, I did in fact take my 8 o'clock meds. That's going to be the next question. And I did it live because we kind of joked about one of the things I take. And but I did in fact take them. And you should take your meds and you should take them on time every time because if you don't, they're not going to do what they're supposed to do. And I don't always do them like I should. So on that note, Scroll up here. Double B's for victory. This Boogie with the Bull broadcast has come to an end. We're playing around and doing a few things that aren't always political because we've got to break it up every once in a while and give time to other things and just not worry about all the political stuff. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., like I said, Bonnie Johnson, maybe Bill Muckler, Will Rainfield, me, Randy, Jen, and anybody else who wants to that I forgot to mention. Just let me know by 9 o'clock if you want to come on, and I will work you in if we can. Anyway, that's it. Double B's for victory. This Boogie with the Bull broadcast is done. Double B's for victory. As soon as I end this broadcast, I got to go get my ring out of the bathroom because I just realized I haven't been wearing it for 24 hours. I forgot to put it back on after I got out of the shower, but you can see that I'm still, well, you can't really see it there, but see the indentation that I'm still married. Anyway, go have a great night. Beautiful day. Talk to you tomorrow.